All eyes around the state, around the country, around the world are on the Indiana Fever. And Bria, this is going to be a lot of fun.
Caitlin Clark just pulled off in 41 games what it took Diana Taurasi 565 games to do. Let that sink in for a second. The jump she's making from rookie to sophomore? We might be watching something truly historic unfold in the world of pro basketball.
There it is! A triple.
Everyone's buzzing about Caitlin Clark's triple-double, but that's just scratching the surface. That one game saw 11 different records shattered by Clark and the Indiana Fever. I went back and broke down every second of their blowout win over the Chicago Sky, and what I found. It's jaw-dropping. That triple-double was just the start of a night that rewrote the WNBA record books. If you're riding with Indiana, drop a "I've got the fever" in the comments. Let's get into it.
Having the Fever organization be what it is today, like, it is just so fun to be a part of. There's been a lot of anticipation.
You've done a great job in training camp leading to this moment. Enjoy it. Okay, go out there and
While all eyes were on Caitlin Clark that night, something incredible nearly went unnoticed. DeWanna Bonner stepped onto the court just 7 points away from basketball immortality. Let that sink in. 15 years of elite-level play, thousands of shots made, and now, she was just inches from becoming the third all-time leading scorer in WNBA history.
Bonner is the fourth all-time leading scorer in WNBA history. And in her first game with the Fever, will likely move into third all-time. She's currently just 6 points behind Tina Thompson for third on the all-time scoring chart.
With all the Caitlin Clark hype swirling, you had to wonder, would anyone even notice this massive milestone? That question lingered in the background as the Fever tipped off against Chicago. DeWanna Bonner has been getting buckets since 2009, quietly climbing the scoring ladder during her time with Phoenix, Connecticut, and now Indiana. And on this night, she was just 7 points shy of passing Tina Thompson on the WNBA's all-time scoring list.
Bonner, who knocks it away, cookies, TV, open court, right side, and she lays it in!
Then, in the fourth quarter, the moment arrived. Bonner stepped to the free throw line with history on the line. The first shot? Nothing but net, tying the record as the crowd roared in support. The second? It sealed the deal. With that, she climbed to 7,488 career points, becoming only the third player in the WNBA's 28-year history to reach that legendary mark.
One more free throw for Bonner. It's in the air, and it's good. DeWanna Bonner now third in WNBA history in scoring. 7,489 points and counting. Lord, and here's the ovation for Bonner.
What makes Bonner's milestone even more meaningful is the impact she's had on the Fever's culture. She's not just a veteran chasing stats, she's a 6-time All-Star and 2-time champion who brings real championship pedigree to a young team hungry for direction. When she talks in that locker room, players like Caitlin Clark, Aaliyah Boston, Kelsey Mitchell, and Lexi Hull pay attention.
You know, DB is somebody that, is a Hall of Famer, like a legend, not only a good basketball player, a great person, a great leader. The strongest voice in our locker room is hers, and it's fun to have been around here now for about a month just to get to learn from her and soak it in, and I'm really happy she got to do it at the free throw line and all the fans could go crazy and cheer for her because she certainly deserved that moment, and it was really awesome to see and be a part.
When the PA announcer shared the milestone, the Indiana crowd rose to their feet with a standing ovation. In an era ruled by viral clips and rising stars, it was a powerful reminder. Real fans still recognize greatness that stood the test of time. Bonner's climb to third on the all-time scoring list wasn't just a personal win, it set the tone for what turned into a night of record-shattering moments. Now, only Tina Charles stands in her way for the number 2 spot, sitting at 7,696 points. But as incredible as Bonner's achievement was, the night was far from over. Another Fever star was about to make her presence felt and show exactly why Indiana's future is looking scary good. Remember when some people doubted whether Aaliyah Boston could truly dominate, especially going up against her former South Carolina teammate, the 6'7" Camila Cardoso? Well, against the Chicago Sky, those questions were answered loud and clear.
All right, y'all. Hey, good stuff. Okay, we did a lot of really good things. I thought our defense was really good, and when we had lapses, we played through possessions. All right, so we made things happen. Y'all, overall, just hell of an effort.
Heading into her 3rd season, Aaliyah Boston had a point to prove. She wasn't just aiming to be good, she wanted to cement herself as a franchise cornerstone right alongside Caitlin Clark. Together, they're building something special in Indiana, a duo that could run the league for the next decade. Meanwhile, the Chicago frontcourt came in riding high. Angel Reese had been talking all week about how she planned to dominate Boston in the paint, dropping hints on Instagram, calling it out in pressers, even throwing shade during warm-ups. She made it loud and clear. She thought she'd own the matchup. Boston's answer? A defensive clinic that stunned the entire arena. 5 monster blocks, swatting shots into the stands, and sending a message with every one. These weren't just stops, they were statement plays. Every time Reese tried to rise up, Boston was already there, meeting her at the rim. That performance didn't just silence critics, it also bumped Boston up to 6th all-time in blocks in Fever history. Those 13 rebounds by Boston? They weren't just impressive, they were historic. That performance launched her into 8th place all-time in rebounds for the Fever, and she's only in her 3rd season. Think about that. Players have been pulling down boards in Indiana for decades, and Boston's already cracked the top 10. But the stat line gets even crazier. 19 points, 13 rebounds, and 5 blocks. That puts her in rare territory. She became just the 2nd player in WNBA history to post at least 15 points, 10 rebounds, and 5 blocks in a season opener. The only other player to ever do it? Natasha Howard, back in 2014. That's elite company, especially for someone still early in her career. Boston's length and timing were on full display, swatting shots, crashing the glass, and changing the game on both ends. And the chemistry between her and Caitlin Clark? Absolutely locked in. Clark kept feeding her the ball with slick bounce passes and pinpoint high-lows, and Boston finished everything with ease. Meanwhile, she guarded the paint like it was classified territory. Every time Chicago tried to attack the rim, Boston shut it down. Sure, Angel Reese racked up 17 rebounds, but her scoring took a hit, just 5 of 14 from the field. She struggled all night to get clean looks over Boston's picture-perfect contests. That highly anticipated matchup? It turned into a masterclass on defense, footwork, and timing.
Yes, great job of those long arms of Aaliyah Boston here, going up multiple times and then...
But the most jaw-dropping moment of defensive brilliance came when Boston teamed up with a fellow Fever teammate to pull off something that had never happened before on WNBA opening night. Their defensive partnership was so dominant, it left scoring guards and wings across the league rethinking how they're going to attack Indiana this season. And then there's Caitlin Clark. What she did against the Sky wasn't just impressive, it was unprecedented. In 28 years of WNBA history, no one, not Diana Taurasi, not Sue Bird, not even Cheryl Swoops, has ever done what Clark pulled off in a season opener. The 2025 season tipped off with a bang, Fever versus Chicago Sky. Last year saw record-breaking crowds, and this year, it's clear the hype is still sky-high. Clark came into her sophomore season with the weight of sky-high expectations. After all, she broke 62 records as a rookie and helped turn the Fever from a bottom-tier team into a legit playoff threat. Fans were wondering how she'd follow that up, But no one could have predicted what was about to unfold in that game against Chicago.
Once I'm hitting a pow, pow, pow! Fever done.
Ready for the season to tip off. It's the Fever against the Chicago Sky. We saw record crowds a season ago, and I'd say they are back and raring to go in 2025.
Right out of the gate, Clark was cooking. Just minutes into the game, she pulled up from the logo and drilled a 3, no hesitation. It was the kind of shot that makes defenders throw up their hands, like, what are you even supposed to do? The ball barely grazed the net on its way down. And that was just the start. Clark played like someone who had spent the entire offseason locked in on one mission: dominate on both ends of the floor. She was reading the court like a seasoned vet, spotting passing lanes no one else could even imagine, and delivering dimes that looked impossible. She was grabbing boards over bigger players, out-timing and out-hustling them. But what really turned heads? Her shot blocking. Clark was swatting shots like we've never seen from her before.
The Indiana Fever faced off against the Chicago Sky in a blowout victory, and I have 3 words. Oh my God. Or now you...
Not the first one in your career, but you had 4 blocks out there. That's more than you ever had in college. Matches your WNBA career high. Felt like you were channeling the spirit of Gabby Marshall out there with the blocks. Is that a part of your game that you've been working on the postseason? Are we going to see more blocks out of you as your career?
Clark's 4 blocks weren't just a career high. They set a WNBA record for the most blocks by a point guard in a season opener. Yeah, you heard that right. For everyone who thought defense was her weak spot, this was a reality check. And these weren't soft contests either. These were loud, momentum-shifting rejections that lit a fire under the whole team. The Clark-Boston connection hit another level when they combined for 9 blocks, more than any duo has ever recorded in a season opener in league history. Let that sink in. A point guard and a center combining for 9 blocks. That's defensive impact usually reserved for traditional twin tower lineups, not a guard. Big duo.
There it is! A triple.
As the fourth quarter kicked off, the energy in the arena was electric. Clark was just 2 assists and 1 rebound away from making history. Fans could feel it, and every time she touched the ball, you could hear the buzz build. She was chasing what had never been done before: a 20-point, 10-rebound, 10-assist triple-double in a season opener. With every pass, the crowd held its breath. Every missed shot had them scanning the court to see if she'd come down with the board. Then, with just under 5 minutes to go, she dropped her 10th assist, a beautiful setup for an Aaliyah Boston mid-range jumper. The crowd went wild. A few minutes later, she re-entered the game, grabbed her 10th rebound, and the place absolutely exploded. History had been made, and everyone knew it. Clark's 20-point, 10-rebound, 10-assist stat line wasn't just her 3rd career triple-double. It pushed her to 3rd on the WNBA's all-time triple-double list. Even more impressive? She became the fastest player in league history to reach that mark, needing just 41 games. She also tied Alyssa Thomas for the 2nd most 20-point triple-doubles ever. Unreal.
It's not really something you can work on. I don't know, I felt like I had active hands. I had some pokes when our post players were playing good defense, and coaching staff has just challenged me to try to be a better defender every single practice and just getting better in that area. I still feel like there's a lot of room for me to improve. I don't think any of those blocks were too obvious. You look at the stat sheet, it's like, oh wow, 4, but you can get your hand on there and help your teammate out. It makes the world of a difference.
What we witnessed against the Sky wasn't just a win. It felt like the beginning of a dynasty. The Fever's 35-point beatdown of Chicago wasn't your average blowout. It was a statement. When generational talents click at the right time, this is what it looks like. And make no mistake, this was historic. It marked the second largest margin of victory in Indiana Fever history. Sure, skeptics might write it off as just one game, but the numbers say otherwise. 11 records shattered in a single night? That's not luck, that's a message to the entire league. Something serious is brewing in Indiana, and the rest of the WNBA better take notice.